This is the prequel to my video. This is the llama that I shaved to do that wool. And you can see his rump is a little bit, I don't shave the rump, but I shaved all that hair off his middle. I didn't get his neck because I don't really want that white mixed in with my wool. But I shaved him. I shave him every year because he doesn't tolerate the heat very good in the summer. But he's been growing for, his hair's been growing. I shaved him in like January, March, April, May, like in June I shaved him. And here it is October now. So it's growing back. These other guys, I don't shave them. They're light wool llamas. You know, my big light wool llama, he doesn't need to be shaved, but I could shave him, but I don't. But this guy, he's got an issue with his hair. His name is Maui, and he's the star of this show because I'm doing his hair. And I've got this other I got a box of wool from a year past that I skipped. I didn't spin it. Let me show it to you. I'm gonna run down there. So that I don't know how to put it on pause, but there's some way to put it on pause, but I can't. I'm not very technically inclined. So here is one of his coats from 2 years back, and I could pull this coat out and put it into the spinner. See there? There's another one of his coats. That's from 2 years ago. But I could do this one, and then I'd have another big ball of yarn that is the same color as the yarn I'm working on now. Talk to you later. Love y'all. Bye. Here I just sheared this llama and got this hair right here. You can see it kind of. It's in. That's where I cut it, and then that's the hair of the llama. But right now, I'm taking the guard hairs out. I don't know if you can see it, but here they are, right here. Taking them out, and I'm also taking out any big sticks I see. If I see a big stick, and then I'm putting it in this bucket right here to card. I'm gonna put it in I'm gonna card it with I could use my hand cards, or I got a little hand crank carding machine. Now I crank it with my hand and card it. I'll show you that later on because I'm gonna put you through this process. But I did shave this off of my llama. You can see the part where I cut and the part that's his back. Here's the guard hairs. See them? They're kind of hard hairs that stick out. You can see them on, like a German Shepherd has a lot of them. A lot of animals have guard hairs. They just kind of protect the animal. But that's the reason why alpacas are better for wool, is because alpacas don't have guard hair. Llamas are not for wool, but I'm using this wool because it's just, this is what's called trash wool. This is wool that's not worth anything because it's got all these guard hairs in it, right? Real itchy. If you made something out of it, you wouldn't like to wear it, but I feel a stick in there. Sometimes the little sticks will fall out when I put it in the carding machine. But look there, there's some guard hairs. See them? Pull them like this. And this is what guard hairs look like compared to the soft stuff. You can see that. This is my pile of guard hairs I'm throwing on the ground, throw away. But as soon as I get done with this, then I'm gonna put this in the machine and card it up and take these mats right here. This is called a mat. That's the part that was outside the llama, and this is the part where I shaved him. See it? You see the guard hairs? Look at them. You just grab them up and they come right out because it's been cut. You know, so but if you don't do this, then you'll have a real coarse piece of wool that you could use it for stuffing or something, or you know, I even had this wild idea. You could mix it with the red clay and make those cob houses. Instead of using hay, you could mix this llama hair, these guard hairs, in with the clay and make bricks that would build a house out of. So that would be a pretty cool thing to do with this stuff. But right now, I'm not doing nothing with it. I'm just throwing it in the trash, let it mold up. But I'll put it in my compost pile. And this hair will end up going into my garden. These guard hairs will go into my garden, and I'll get back with you later on. Thank you. Divided out the guard hairs, and now I've got a bed of the softer stuff. I'm gonna put that in the carding machine. These are the guard hairs that are too rough, and they're just gonna be thrown away. The birds like to make nests out of them. But or I could put it in my compost bin. But here's the soft stuff, and I'm gonna put it in the carding machine next. I'm gonna hand crank the carding machine. I'll let you also watch that too. Talk to you a little later. Bye. This is my hand crank carding machine, and I just put the wool that you saw me take the guard hairs out, and this is the first run on it, so it's kind of nappy. But I just continuously keep taking. I'll probably run it 3 times to make it smooth enough. It's got a place on it to take the piece off, and then you can take this off and redo it in the machine again to make it smoother and smoother and smoother. I mean, put it back in here, and then it'll come out with a big old, I call it a bat, and the bat you can spin a lot easier because it'll all be nice and neat. Plus some of the dirt's falling out the other side, dirt that's in the llama's hair. That's the second time for that piece. I'm going to take it off again and do it a third time. I usually use a comb, but I can't find my comb. But I'll go get it to work on the rest of this. But you see I'm taking it off nice and neat. And it's getting better and better for spinning. See how it's getting into a long piece, and that's called carded. It's like combing it. You're combing it out to get it straight. The hair, you want to straighten it out, all that hair, and then you can spin it a lot easier. I usually get it on the 3rd try. The 3rd time, I feel like it's enough for me, because I don't spin real fine thread or yarn. I spin, my thread's kind of intermediate, but I like it. I like my size thread, my size yarn, I should say. But this piece will be just about, this bat will be done this round. I'm gonna put it away. So take this off. And this is my bat that I'm gonna actually spin. Doesn't look pretty coming off of there. There it is. A nice bat. Look at the texture of it. So I'll put this in my box, nice and neat, so it'll stay. I want it to stay in a straight line. See my box? And then I'll stack them like that, and I'll carry it around with me, and I'll just take out one little bat at a time to spin wherever I'm at. And that's the carding process. Taking the hair that I just took the guard hairs out of. remember it was cut off the animal. I took the guard hairs off, and this is where I cut it from the animal. And then here is the guard hairs I took off. Dropped a little bit of hair. I'm gonna waste a piece. But here was the guard hairs that I thrown away. Yep. Okay, I'll get back with you in the next process. Bye. Here's a close-up of my carding machine. The crank. And it comes around and it's got the one place where you can take it off is right at the other end of the handle is right there, because there's a slot in the teeth where the scissors, where the screwdriver will fit to get it out. And then I take this mat off, or I like to call it a bat. I don't know what they call it in the world of carding, but I don't usually study too much about what they're saying. But see how it's coming off? This is my first card of this run, but I do it 3 times and I get the end product down there, which I spin. So that's what my machine looks like. It's got teeth, and they just comb the hair. They're sharp little teeth. They're angled that way so that when I card it, it'll it'll come up. When I pull this way, it comes off real easy. So and then I stick it back in here to do it a second time. And there it goes. Don't want it to go in too much or to get tangled. Kind of hard to film and crank at the same time. Pretty messy looking, huh? But it straightens up and it gets better. Talk to you later, bye. Hey y'all, I'm back. I just wanted to show you the progress on that wool that I was working on. This is one coat from one llama this spring, okay? You remember I had my flat bats and I put them in the box? Well, I skipped one thing I forgot to tell you. I take the bats and I twist them into a rope and then after I twist them, I fold them so they twist upon each other, and then I put them in paper sacks. And I put it in 2 paper sacks just so I'd have a little bit of extra bag. But I had this bag completely full of these twisted bats, and I put them in so that they were lined up so that I could take them and pull a little piece off like that. See how it looks kind of straightish? And then I spun it onto my drop spindle. This is my personal drop spindles that I use. I've got a bunch of them. But the thing I like about this drop spindles, or the ones that I use, is I've got metal spikes in it, and I have a screw on the tip so I can put it in my holder machine, which I'm gonna show you later on when I turn this into a ball and make this into 2-ply yarn. But I just wanted you to visualize, this is the hair from one llama for one whole year. And I'm gonna show you the llama. Well, you saw the llama in the beginning of the video, which I haven't filmed yet, but I'm gonna film that and put it in the start of the video. But it's the llama that I shave every year, and his coat. I've actually got one of his coats from 2 years ago that I didn't ever process, but this is the processed one from this year. And this is the end of the coat. I've been spinning for a month and a half now, and finally I'm about done. And I should have probably let you watch me while I was spinning some of it, but it's over with now. I'm already spun it. But I am going to take you to the ball winding machine and the 2-ply technique when I come back to you the next time. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, I emptied this spindle, and this one's got a little bit left on it, but I put it on here So now this is 2-ply yarn that I could use to knit and crochet. But I've got a little bit left on this spindle, so I was going to show you a technique that a girl taught me. It's called the Peruvian 2-ply technique. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer to see this, because it's pretty tricky. Peruvian 2-ply technique. I'm going to aim just right. There it is. Okay, so you take this and you tie it on your finger, your pinky finger, like that. And then you wind it. But I don't know if I can do it on YouTube. I mean on the video there. Tie it on your pinky. Like so. And then you go around the middle finger. Like so. See how I'm doing it? Right? You see how it's working? It's going around my finger. See my finger? And this is the Peruvian 2-ply technique. And you have to do it pretty loose or you'll lose circulation in your little finger there. But just keep going to town with it until you have all the yarn onto it. Of course, you couldn't do a gigantic ball like this because your hand's not big enough. But you could definitely do some cordage, any kind of cordage that you were trying to make a rope out of. You could use this 2-ply technique to turn it into 2-ply. So like it's 1-ply real kinky, remember it's real kinky. And then when you do the 2-ply, it turns into a piece of workable cordage because it's got opposing spins on it. See, it's getting pretty tight on my finger. I probably went too tight, but it won't be long and I'll be done with this. So I just got to race with my blood flow to my finger and try to get this together. Whoops. Yeah. Okay, wait. There it is. Okay. I reached the end of it. Now wait. Got to finish up the 2-ply technique now. Take it off my hand, but don't take it all the way off. Take it off this finger, but keep it your fingers through the middle. So I'm getting it off my finger now. Okay, then put my hand back through, right? And then catch the piece that I tied to my pinky. You remember that? That's one end, right? And then catch the other end, which is the end that just came undone, and then tie them together. Tie a little knot there. See how I tied a little knot there? Now it's ready to be made into 2-ply yarn using another drop spindle. I'll use another drop spindle to catch it off of my hand. As it comes off my wrist. Let me turn this so you can see it a little bit better. Remember, it's going to spin the opposite way now because it's two S's that are turning into a Z, right? And then this is the 2-ply yarn that I'm gonna spin onto my spindle. Don't ever spin it like this. Don't spin it like that. Always spin it like this so that you don't lose your momentum, your spin. You don't want to lose your spin, so you always wind it, not wrap it, right? Wrapping actually takes the spin out or adds spin maybe in the wrong direction. It's just not as, it's not good to do wrapping. You always should do winding. But you see I drop it, and I like to be standing, and sometimes when I'm doing this 2-ply technique, I come out from the, I like to do it standing, and I can get twice the distance on my spindle because of the fact that I can stretch my arms out. I'm going to show you what it looks like when I stretch my arms out. Yeah, here we go. So I got my spindle. The actual spin of the yarn will make it, see how I got a whole arm's length, and then this is the 2-ply yarn. It's got a little bit of kink to it, but not as much as it used to have. Look at that, there's no kink there. You can see the spin. But then I wind it on here, and as soon as it comes off my hand, I'll be done with this ball of yarn. This is the 2-ply technique. Pretty interesting, huh? I'm gonna show you the using the ball winder technique for 2-ply next with the coat that we're working on. This is the coat from this year that we're working on. This is the one Llama, Maui, and this is his coat from this spring when I cut him and I spun it. Remember, and we did all that, getting rid of the guard hair and all that stuff. So anyway, I'll see you then. Hey y'all, this is a little side note. I've got this, these 2 spools. I need them to do this one. This is the one I'm working on with y'all. This one here. But this is some that I have. It's a lighter color. And I just need to empty these spools. So I'm gonna do it without the ball spinner. This is, I made these holders so that I could do this, make it into 2-ply without having to use the ball spinner. That was before I had a ball spinner. But in a little bit, I'm going to show you the ball spinner technique, and you'll understand why it's easier with a ball spinner. So I'm tying these 2 together, and I wanted to show y'all one thing real quick. In the textile industry, they call it S's and Z's, okay? I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but this is an S. See how it's spun? It's spun this way, clockwise. So the other one is spun clockwise too, because I always spin clockwise. So 2 clockwise S's can go together to make a Z. So when it comes into the Z, now it's going to spin the opposite way that I was doing before. Do you see where I'm coming from? These 2 that are S's are going to turn into a Z. And there is my 2-ply yarn made without using a ball spinner, right? And I'm going to do these 2 spools to get these spindles up to date so that I can use them to do my ball spinner device. And I'm going to get back with you on that. But do you see how this kind of comes out, right? You spin it, and it double plies it, turns it into yarn. Okay, now it's the yarn, okay. And it won't kink up. See, now this is just 1 ply, so it kinks. See how it's kinking? Kinking up, it's just still kinky. But this is 2-ply, and you can crochet, knit, do whatever you want to with it. I'll show you that when I finish this ball. This is that coat of hair that we're gonna finish using the ball spinner on my next video. Okay, y'all, I've got my ball spinner ready to go, and I've got the coat of hair in my holder. Remember, I put the little bolt on the end of the spindle to get it to go into my holder, my spindle hook. And these are my spindles. I they're all the same. They all have the same little bolt on the end, and they're the same length. I made them with an old chair, I think, but just drove some wire in there, and that's the same as this one is the same. And I've got three. I used to have like 5 of them. Maybe I gave some away to somebody, but I'm all the time giving spindles away. But I'm gonna start spinning this to make the 2-ply yarn out of this wool. Let me get it over there so you can see it. This is the coat that we've been working on, right? And I'm gonna put it into my ball spinner so that it will be turned into 2-ply yarn. Well, I lost some spin on the end here, so I'm gonna spin it with my finger a little bit to catch it. There it is. See, I'm spinning it to catch it. Now, I'm gonna put it in the ball spinner. It just goes into these little catch. And it doesn't, I don't think it matters which way I turn it, but I kind of do tension right here, but I like to have tension. So this hand is doing the tension, right? And so I'm spinning it onto the ball. You know, now a lot of people use these ball winders just so that they can make balls while they're knitting and crocheting, but I'm going to use this ball spinner to make 2-ply yarn. And the way I do it is I take the piece from the middle and the piece from the end, tie them together, and then spin it into the 2-ply, which I'm going to actually show you. But I'm doing the tension to get kinks out, because remember, this is the real kinky stuff. See how it kinks up? The line just gets so kinky. So you got to keep it tight to keep the kink out. Oops, sometimes it gets jammed. There it is. So these fingers are doing just kinking, keeping the kink away from my ball. It's gonna take some time to wind this, I guess, but we got all day long, don't we? We could just do this forever. I'm pretty quick sometimes. Just depends on. Starting to get tight. I don't want to grind the gears on this plastic device. It could break real easy, so it has to be done very gently with the plastic. We're not forcing anything. I'm just winding it gently into this ball. I think I'm gonna stop here and finish the ball without y'all, and then I'll show you when I get the ball done. Okay? I'm almost to the end of the ball. This is always exciting because it goes faster because the ball has got bigger diameter now, and then it just unwinds really quick, and that's the end of that. So now I take the ball off. First I got to get this knot out. There's a little knot there, but I take this end, the front end that I started with, here it is, and I slide the ball off, and then tie these two ends together. This is both ends of the giant ball that we just had. This is the one coat for that one llama. Do you see how it looks? And then it comes off naturally. It just comes off. See how it comes out? And it turns into 2-ply onto the next spindle. 2-ply yarn. And it spins automatically together because it's 2 spins that are identical. Remember, they're both S's, and now they're turning into a Z. They got a kink there. Sorry, I didn't like that kink. That's why it's better to use a drop spindle. There, got the kink out. So go back to the 2-ply. Now I use the drop spindle to collect this yarn off of the, to turn it into 2-ply. So you see, well, I could just wrap it on here. Here we go. I know not to wind, but sometimes I wind, but okay. So now I just kink it up there and I pull it off. I can do right-handed or left-handed. You see what I'm getting at? And then it just pulls right out of there, and I'm spinning the opposite way now of the ball coming out. And I'll be doing this for the next 2 or 3 days, this ball, trying to put it into 2-ply. And then after I do that, then I'll wind this spool onto another ball. It'll be a 2-ply ball, which I could start knitting with. There are some people that knit with single-ply yarn. There's so much kink though, and it's hard to work with, but would save the two days I'm going to spend putting this together. I'm going to be spinning this in 2-ply. I'll be doing it here and there when I'm at work maybe, but I just do it as I'm sitting around. But you could knit with the single-ply yarn, but the kink is pretty hard to deal with. But there are people that do that, I heard tell. Now, I've never seen anybody do it, but I've heard people talk about it. But I'm gonna put this in a bag, and this is my project that I carry around with me now for the next couple days while I turn this into a 2-ply ball. Thank y'all. Hey y'all, I'm almost done 2-plying that ball. This is all I got left. That little ball. I put it on here. This is the 2-ply. You just gotta line it up, remember? Get the kinks out and line it up. Once I get on a roll, it'll be a lot easier. And then it spins the opposite way than it used to spin. Remember the S's and the Z's. And then I spin it onto the ball. Oh, gotta get the kink. I just started, so I'm trying to get this kink out of here. There it is. There, got it. Oops, got a little bit more. But anyway, I'll get back with you when I finish the ball and put it on a ball spinner, and then I'll show you my big old pile of yarn that I have collected so that I can set off my loom. I'm gonna set my loom off. Talk to y'all later, bye. So I'm done making it into 2-ply, and so now I'm just gonna take the yarn off of my spindle so that I can use the spindle somewhere else. So I'm just putting it on the ball winder. This is just a regular ball winder that you can buy in any yarn shop, and it just makes the yarn into a ball so that you can knit, crochet, put it in a loom, whatever you want to do. Yarn socks. So it's spinning off there. The bigger it gets, the faster it goes. Like a bicycle, the bicycle sprockets. Once it gets big, got stuck. Get over there. Yeah, the metal. Sometimes the metal gets caught. Wait till I show you my pile of yarn that I've been collecting over the years. People ask me, they say, what are you making when I'm spinning yarn? And I just think to myself, I don't think anybody that spins yarn knows what they're making. All they know is that they're making something. And something is better than making nothing. But you don't really have to know what you're making in order to make it. Yarn is nothing but like a commodity. if you have yarn, you can make who knows what. My imagination could bring to me. I could make a pair of socks. I could make a pair of gloves. You know, I've made so many things that, but I never knew what I was going to make while I was spinning the yarn, because it's not like the project is just to make the yarn, not to, I'm not making something right now. I'm just making yarn. Like if anybody needed some yarn, I could say, hey, I got some yarn I'll give you. You know, because I got so much yarn. You know, but I don't just give my yarn away loosely. Uh-oh, it got stuck again. Because I like to, my yarn is so special. I wouldn't want to waste it on something kind of frivolous. Oh, that last little bit won't come out. It's something to do with the gear. Oh, it's hitting right there. I better just take it off. There it is. Now there's a ball of yarn, isn't it? And this yarn is ready for my imagination, right? Wonder what I'll make with this ball of yarn. I'm gonna show y'all my pile of yarn that I have built up, and I'm gonna this is one llama's hair from 1 year that y'all saw me process, and this is his coat. They go by weight, but I don't know, it's less than a pound. Remember, I got rid of all the guard hairs, and now this is the finished product. Oh, it's so soft, but it's not really soft like alpaca. This is soft like for socks or something like that, but it's not gonna do good for close to your chest. It's kind of itchy. Thank y'all. Let me show you my pile of yarn next. Here's my stash. A lot of yarn there, huh? I need to get some more white. A lot of light brown. I don't have any black or white, you know. I got some white somewhere, but I couldn't find it. But not a whole lot of white. But this is the one I just made that y'all saw me make. And these I've all been working on them here and there. Use them for this, use them for that. Make all kinds of things. Like that blanket they're laying on, I made that blanket. And here's another tapestry I made. It's called the Coming of the Empire. It has the Star of David on it and the moons. It's a Nuwabian symbol with Egyptian, but I added the upside down 5-pointed star on the top, kind of like communism, and then the mushroom cloud up on the top, or it could be a mushroom fungus. I prefer the fungus myself, but you see the pyramid in the middle, and the setting sun, and the phases of the moon. It's pretty cool. Later.